everyone. You have right here, I talk about for file cabinets right here. What does it usually mean when we talk about for file cabinets right here? Most file cabinets, of course, are supposed to be designed to where that you'll be able to, find things easier and faster, right? But a lot of times it sure seems that way, that for the most time, is that, yeah, it's really, most of the time it's, to keep things off the floor most of the time, because a lot of times when we think about a file cabinet right here, a lot of times it's going to open and close like that, right there, right? But half the time you probably thinking too that with most of the time with the file cabinet, you go into that, reach into that file cabinet right there, and you go through all these papers right here, and I could thinking too why does it take you at least 5 minutes just to be able to find what you're looking for in this file cabinet right here? And it sure seems that way that whenever it comes to going through that file cabinet, and I can thinking that usually on average it takes up to 5 minutes just to be able to find something that you're looking for. And you're likely want to know too that even if you do have labels on everything, why is that seems like that's the case? And so it sure seems that way that most of the time you just it inquires to where you just really have to take a few folders out and then just to reorganize everything most of the time. It seems like that's usually the case. And with most of the time with most file cabinets though, most file cabinets that whenever you use them, that it's like really is it really just about trying to get everything off the floor, mainly? But at the time, it sure seems that way that whenever we look at most of the time with file cabinets, though, that it sure seems that way that you look at a lot of your file cabinet, a lot of the papers in the file cabinet, and you're likely thinking that hey, that for the most part, that when we think about a file cabinet, though, that you look through the file cabinet right here, and let's just say that right here, though, that look into the file cabinet right here, and then let's just say that if it's anything about, maybe if it's, Medicare, Medicaid, or anything like that. And a lot of times, what I usually do right here is I actually, use these folders right here. Like these protective folders right here. So it's like, in case if anybody were to ask me though too, is that you usually carry these little protective packets right here, so that way you can go ahead and keep a lot of the papers, like the page protectors. They call you known for as page protectors, but so that's usually what I do, just to be able to keep a lot of the papers organized. But still, it's like people might even say too that if we're talking about trying to keep them all in one, all you have to do is just slide the drawers open and close like that, if you want to have access to them most of the time. And that's usually how it works. That whenever we're talking about for file cabinets, though, and it sure seems that way that whenever we think about a file cabinet, though, that if you're trying to get some information in regards to if it's Medicare or Medicaid or anything like that, or maybe any other sorts of insurance information, and thinking too is to where why is it that you just cannot open up that file cabinet drawer and just find one simple thing? And it's like, from all the paperwork and everything, if they're all organized in the proper folders and everything. And so half the time it's like, just think about that, to where that just making sure to try to get it off the floor mainly. So it's like, we may want to know too that half the time that whenever it comes to keeping our paperwork and everything all organized, and even if you do receive electronic documents, though, it sure seems that way that there's going to be the paper copies and then the electronic copies and everything to keep on file. But it sure seems that way that either way it's a job, but just to be able to keep. I'm like, you have this file cabinet right here, but at the time, about how many times, a day, do you open and close, the file cabinet drawers? And a lot of times it's like, people might say that I can maybe count maybe at least 11 times a day is how many times that they open and close. And if it's taking care of a bill or if it's checking something or maybe reviewing something, whichever it is. But at the time, you probably thinking too that each time you open and close that file cabinet door, though, it's like, the first thing that comes to your mind more likely is maybe going to be about is toward is that supposed to be any source of reminder just to know as to where, well, you could possibly expect, to get a message, from the doctor or, get a phone call about something, or it could be something else important, to take care of or something like that. But the way I think about Toe, too, is to where, is there anything in that? Is there anything in that that I know about? But the way I think about, too, though, is to where, well, at the file cabinet, I'm like, for the most part, though, if we're talking about a typical file cabinet, though, for the most part, that with most of the time with file cabinets, that whenever you first start filling them up with paperwork, though, that do we all really necessarily think about that toward it? If you have all that empty space further in the back where you could put other paperwork or anything like that, and somebody might even say too that there's also known as typical junk mail, and then there's also the junk pile or something like that. But still, that I know with me though that whenever you look through your files, a lot of times it sure seems that way that you might find something that was misplaced. You may find something that you were trying to look for earlier, and you want to know too what's the best way of how to handle it. And like anybody would say too that the best way, of course, what I usually use is actually the page protectors and just kind of keep them all together in the page protector, and that's usually what I do. But anyway, but that's just some thought. But top I say with the file cabinet right there. But other than that, thanks for watching, everyone.